Here in the Green Local Schools, we've been using Outlook for several years now, and I know one of the big concerns with us switching from Outlook to Gmail is just that Gmail looks very different than what we're used to. So what I thought I would do in this demonstration is show you how you can change some of the features of Gmail to make it look more closely to what you're used to in Outlook. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add the preview pane. Typically what we've seen when we go into Outlook is we see the message list here and then a preview on the right side of what the email content actually is. So to do that, we're going to use something that is available in Gmail called Labs. A Gmail lab is something that it's just an area where Google is trying to develop new and different things. So these are developmental things that are not quite yet ready to be part of the full version of Gmail. And so to get to the lab area, we're going to come over here to Settings, and we're going to go into Settings. That will take us into the Gmail settings area, and in settings there's a whole bunch of lists here across the top of different things that you can configure, and we're looking for labs here at the end. Again, here are the list of the different labs that are in testing mode for Google right now, and if we scroll down, there is going to be a lab called Preview Pane. So here it is, Preview Pane. This is going to enable the ability to toggle on and off the ability to view your messages side by side with the message list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enable that lab, and then I'm going to scroll. You can scroll up or down. You're going to click Save Changes. Then you'll see my email reloads, and since I've had this lab on before in my email, it went right into this view. But what it's created is this toggle up here that from the drop-down list we can go from no splits, which is what Google typically, Gmail typically shows, or we can go to vertical, which is more like what we're used to seeing in Outlook, but it gives you actually a third option, which is the horizontal splits, which puts the list of messages at the top and then the preview window below. So again, whatever preference you want, vertical split again is the one that I think we're most used to from Outlook. So that's one thing we can do. Another thing we can do is we can add some calendar information over here in this left menu area, and we're going to add another lab gadget to accomplish that. So I'm going to do the exact same steps. I'm going to go back into Settings, and I'm going to go across the top here and click on Labs. And this time I'm looking for a lab called Google Calendar Gadget. So here it is right here, and what this will do is adds a box in the left column which shows your Google Calendar. See upcoming events, locations, and details. So again, I'm just going to enable that, scroll up, and click Save Changes. So again, it will reload my Gmail account. And now for me to see that, I have Google Calendar popped up right there. If you don't see it, you can come down here and click on the three dots, and that will launch your gadgets, and that should make this appear. So you can see here are the different things that are happening for me on this day. If I click on one of those, I'm going to get the details, and it's just a nice little feature that you can add some of your calendar information to display right there on within the Gmail window itself. All right, the last thing we're going to look at then is the idea of the conversations. So you can see here in this email there is a conversation going on. There's been some replying and things that have happened. We've gone back and forth. I can tell that by the number. The number indicates that there is a conversation. And so this actually is something that can be turned on and off in Outlook as well. So I wanted to be sure to show you how you can turn this conversation off. If you don't like to see all of the emails in a chain of emails all shown in the same screen like this, we can actually turn that off. So this time I'm going to go into Settings, and instead of going into Labs, I'm just going to stay on this screen right here, the General area. I'm going to scroll down and I'm looking for this conversation view, and I just want to turn that conversation view off. And again, it's going to go ahead, actually the save button's at the bottom, save my changes. And now you can see that my emails no longer have the parentheses with the numbers there because of the conversations that have been split up. So they're in the list in the order in which they've come into me in my email. So those are a couple things you can do to try to make your Gmail environment look more possibly what you're used to seeing in Outlook. For more information on Gmail, please continue to watch the rest of the videos in this playlist.